Well, this is wild. There's nobody here. Nobody's here yet. None. Nada nunca. So, I'm going to play this.
The following be a pirate service announcement. Well, mateys, here we are once again on Talk Like a Pirate Day. I be Captain Toenail McGraw, warning you that if all you're doing is mumbling, "Arr," at the office, you don't even deserve a parrot, you scum-filled scurvy lover. You deserve a nice stapler to the skull. You deserve to be marooned and pantsless on the roof of a Waffle House at 3 a.m. That's 'cause real pirates don't post TikToks in their car. They storm the break room, slap Karen's tuna salad off the counter, and demand tribute in the form of Amazon gift cards. And don't you dare show up in a paper hat and call it a costume. A real buccaneer shows up shirtless, covered in rum stains, and ready to duel the HR manager. That's right, Talk Like a Pirate Day ain't about fun, it's about domination. So when you're in the office today, make sure to pillage the snack drawer for some big, beautiful booty. Kidnap the intern! Chain the regional manager to a cannon and fire him into the parking lot! If you can't commit, then pack up your dockers and walk the plank straight into the dumpster fire of irrelevance where you belong, you wannabe swashbuckling sea weenie! 'Cause you'll be tied to the copy machine and left for the rats and sharks to feast on your cowardly soul! Happy Talk Like a Pirate Day, you lily-livered Walmart brand Jack Sparrow knockoffs! Arr!
We have to do something, okay? Something huge.
This time it's gotta be something huge. Something huge.
They're not ready for something like that. They're just kids.
Not something stupid, something huge.
It's something huge.
Well, I am ready for this.
I am ready as well.
Start the show! Start the show!
Okay. All right. Calm your tits. Hey, happy Friday. Man, there's thunder outside right now, guys. I know. Stone booked out of here like a kitten on Christmas. Just ka-chow. There he went. But yeah, we're getting some thunder. I took the drone up this morning to try to get some pictures of the west, because that's where it's coming from, right? Southwest. Some Carrie's on her way to work down in the southwest, and she said that quite a bit of lightning down south. Quite a bit of lightning strikes going on. So hooray for that. What's a pirate's favorite place to eat? Favorite fast food restaurant? Arby's. Pirate jokes all day. You guys just throw them in the comments all you want. Do your best. Talk like a pirate. Type like a pirate. Ye mateys. But I felt it appropriate to give you the Nick Cage. Even though he wasn't a pirate in this movie, that's pirate-worthy hair. Let's be honest. It's important. Doing the Lord's work. All right. Good morning. Happy Friday. Also, when I speak of the thunder, in that little pirate thing, when they shot the cannons in the little vignette, it thundered right then, and I was like, damn, this laptop speakers are awesome. It was not. It's Mickey. Good morning, Mickey. M-I-C. I see you. K-E-Y. Why? Because the internet's for creepers. M-O-U-S-E. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. We are in a transitional period with our weather because it's been dry as shit. If you saw my one-wheel couple of pictures I threw up yesterday, that whole mud stretch, that's usually a pretty full little creek that runs out. Side note, it was cool. Somebody dropped some big rocks in there, and there were craters. It's Friday, baby. We've had technological upgrades to the Real Rock computer that I bitch about all the time because it's terrible. It has gone from tortoise to, I'm not going to say the hair, but we've got some new RAM in here. I think we got an M2 drive, or not an M2 drive. Ain't no way that motherboard will handle it. But a solid state drive, which is a big plus for this computer. And it's on Windows 11 now. We've gotten rid of the deprecated Windows version, so I don't get a bunch of warnings. But the browser was smoking fast this morning. So far, so good. And I noticed yesterday, too, I didn't realize it, but I had somehow knocked out the Ethernet port, and yesterday, or Wednesdays, was all on Wi-Fi for the broadcast, so that's cool. That makes for some good lag. But it is Talk Like a Pirate Day. So as I mentioned, batten down the hatches. It's going to be quite a gale. Whoosh. National Food Not Phones Day. I honest to God, I'm going to have to shuffle the computer a little bit. It's in a weird spot. I don't have my usual toe hold. Food Not Phones Day, I don't know what that means. National Adulting Day. So I guess go pay a bill today, or don't forget to pick up your kids, or, adult today. Go adult things. National POWMIA Recognition Day. And National Butterscotch Pudding Day. I mean, I don't mind butterscotch. Butterscotch pudding is like the of dessert options. Today's TIQ, sponsored by, we'll say it's sponsored by Alani. You know, the energy drinks that all the college kids are just raving about? High school kids probably too? I don't know. Let's get it in here. 9 out of 10 of us always do this when shopping for food. Alani doesn't even know that they're sponsoring this. Oh, well, shit, I've had it on this the whole time. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Nah. Apologies for the extended Nick Cage dose. That was unfortunate. Anyway, the winner gets this slightly used can, little baby can, the little 8.5 ounces of Alani New Witch's Brew, though. This is the one this will cause fights in the supermarket, man. This is like the Cabbage Patch Kid of energy drinks. And that's just number 1 out of the 12 I have left. Mwah-ha-ha. Because St. Genevieve store like months ago had like 2 freaking racks of them. So there you go. Procrastinate. That's a good guess. And actually, Dennis, a good transition, because today we're going to talk about procrastination, but we're going to do it later. Also got Spy the Lie on the deck today. We've got some talkings about how to clean up your act, some tips for some cleaning as you do your fall prep, kind of outdoor cleaning and, shit like that. Got some tips for you. This is annoying. There, now I can see it. Ride the cart in the parking lot. Fred, I'm a big fan of riding the cart in the parking lot. I'm a big fan of Sam's Club's carts. And when you get your water at Sam's Club, you put it in the front of the cart. That'll counterbalance your weight, and you can really smoke through the parking lot pretty damn fast. I'm not going to say I'm an expert kart racer, because that would be a false statement. But I'm pretty I'm pretty good. I know how to cast my weight to change the direction and maybe do a little toe drag to get a little sharp corner pull. It's like soapbox derby for white trash men. That's me. Let's go. All right. Let's get back up here where we were at. We got to get into our birthdays. We have a smattering of birthdays today. Good people birthdays. I mean, it usually is, right? I mean, I'll call out an asshole. I'll call a spade, as the cliche goes. Let me close this. Eat a little grape out of the bag. That's sinful. Sinful, but understandable. And I've actually pulled grapes out because I didn't want 4 pounds of grapes, and shift that to let somebody who wants, I would love 5 pounds of grapes. Wonder if this guy would share. Yes, I will, and here you go. Spending forever in the cereal aisle. Man, I haven't been to the cereal aisle in a long time. Is there new cereals out? I miss the Mr. T days. Check the use a shopping list. Ride the cart in the parking lot. Eat a little grape out of the bag. No. I might have just fucked the duck on that. All right. Birthdays. Hey, Chandler Collins, one of my cohorts at SEMO that helps out with the athletics and the event running and all that kind of stuff. Chandler's awesome. He's got great hair, a beautiful girlfriend. Things are looking up for you. Careful, Chandler. Happy birthday, dude. You're awesome. Happy birthday to Kenpachi Zaraki, as he is on Facebook. Sir Murphy, happy birthday, sir. I'm a big fan of grapes, Mickey, and this reminds me, the kids are too. And we'll get them big tubs at Sam's Club, the big fatties that are real sweet and crunchy. They got to be good crunchy grapes. Nothing nastier than a soft grape, unless you're like room temperature wine tasting grape. That's okay to be soft. But the real wild grapes. Soft is good. But them green ones and them red, you want them crunch. And I like them purple ones that look like little fingers. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that look like somebody took a grape, silly putty style, and just stretched it out. Those are fucking delicious. You know, that would be a fun podcast, Dennis. You know, go to Sam's Club with a couple of friends. You go make the sample runs, Costco, whatever, IKEA, get all the meatballs, and then go put on fake mustaches and like chef's hats or something, and then go back around and see how many times you could get away with it. Depending on which volunteer is working the sample thing, you may have a little memory lapse on your side. You might be able to go indefinitely. Happy birthday to Ken. Hope you have a great day, sir. Terry Kenyon, happy birthday to Terry. Happy birthday to Marky Knupp. Marky, happy birthday. Yes, Mickey, you got it. It's checking the expiration dates because I'm an idiot and I started to read it. I'm glad you picked up on it because it was bothering me that nobody snatched that yet. Mickey, congratulations. You send me your shipping address. I'll send you this slightly used Alani Nu. You let me know if you want it in as a complete can or if you'd like it pre-crushed. Good job. Thank you. I mean it. I just looked up and said, check the expiration. Hey, what's up? Hey, how are you? Good times. You got a friend? All right, TIQ's over. I blew it. I can't even, Ethan hadn't been here in a couple days. Not Ethan. Elijah, my Google master from the Real Rock side. But he hadn't been here a couple days. And then here I basically was the Google. Good job, Darren. It is Jim Dufek's birthday today. Dr. Dufek was one of my favorite professors in college. I only had him for a semester for a video production class, and this was a video production class in the 90s. So, yeah, we were using like koozies and cowbells. But it was awesome, and he was such a great teacher, and then just kind of got to know him over the years as a teacher and outside of there with a lot of things because he's a busy guy, does a lot of things in the community. So awesome dude. Happy birthday, Jim Dufek. Hope you have a fantastic B-Day. You're right. That's a Mickey. Got it on the board. Charlotte Craig's birthday is today. Charlotte is one of the biggest hearts in the heartland, an advocate, strong advocate for animals and animal rights and the homeless pets, and has done so much, a lifetime of work, and she's still cranking like 100 miles an hour. That's Charlotte. She's awesome. Crystal Reed, Crystal's sire, and I went to high school together. She was part of my girl group of awesome young ladies that I hung out with in high school that were in the class above mine. And she married Brent, which is cool because Brent's a nice guy too. Anyway, Crystal, happy birthday. I hope you are celebrated today. High fives all around. I hope somebody put balloons in your office. Bronson Cox, another guy I went to high school with, except Bronson and I were in band together. He was a trumpet player, and then he came to SEMO, marching band. Bronson is a rocker, and I think he lives out in Springfield now. I don't remember. But he pops on Facebook every now and then. So happy birthday, Bronson. Go get some Friday action. Fucking A. Koozies and cowbells. It's like, that's like one of those T-shirts you'd see when you go to Osage Beach or something, you know, or Orange Beach. Not Osage Beach. That's a bad beach. Orange Beach. And you got koozies and cowbells and script lettering, you know. Sandy toes and salty kisses. It is Tracy Lynn Little's birthday. Happy birthday, Tracy. Happy birthday to Jason Ray. Jason and I have quite a bit of history. He was in radio back in the day, back when Cataphasia, the ska band we had, was playing, mid-90s. And he worked in radio, and they had a show. There's 3 DJs that are on this show. Can you imagine that? Radio stations being able to afford to have 3 live DJs for a show? It was insanity. And it was early. It was a morning show. So we went in and did an interview. I have audio recordings of those. They're very weird and funny. And awkward. Jason, happy birthday, sir. I hope your day is fantastic. And Ron Mauser, a fantastic man of God, a bilingual mystery maker. Ron Mauser, happy birthday, dude. And Stephen Penny. What can be said about Stephen Penny that can't be said about his doppelganger, Peven Stenny? You answered me that one for a TIQ. It is country star Chase Rice's birthday today. He's 40. Well, good for him. I'm glad he's chasing rice. It's a good crop. You know, Missouri is one of the only states above the Mason-Dixon that's growing rice in the states, I think, or something. But right here in southeast Missouri, grow some of the world's best rice. It's nice. Chase Rice, chasing it down. Jimmy Fallon's 51. Careful, Jimmy. Might get canceled. Soledad O'Brien, who I've had a crush on probably since she started working in national broadcasting. News anchor Soledad O'Brien is 59 today. Trisha Yearwood is 61. Can't crush on her. She's taken. It's Garth's mama. Trisha Yearwood, 61. Sherry O'Terry is 63 today. You know, little Spartan cheerleaders, SNL skidder. Sherry O'Terry's hilarious. Yes. Chef Mario Batali is 65. Rocker Lita Ford is 67 today. Fucking A. Lita Ford, man. That's another 80s rock goddess poster that would be on walls of various guys, right? Lita Ford poster? Shit. You know Lita Ford. Shredded your face. Shredded your heart. Nile Rodgers is 73. Joan London, 75. Jeremy Irons is 77. And still fighting Bruce Willis. Bill Medley of the Righteous Brothers. Oh, my love, my darling. This is Clay. I hunger for your touch. My wife has still never seen Ghost. I knew to be mine. Okay, moving on. Happy birthday to you if it's your birthday, and if we missed it, well, we'll catch you next year. Tend to shift off the days, you know. It'll balance out. Hope you guys are having a good Friday so far. Lots of things going on around our area. Jeep show tomorrow. I was going to do it, but we got a tailgate. I'm not going to get out of there in time. And then Layla's got a birthday breakfast party tomorrow morning. So it's kind of wedged in between there, and I just couldn't pull all that off. Plus, the things I need to finish putting my lights on the Jeep don't come in until today. And I'm not going to have time today. I have work to do. I got work. I do real work. I swear to God. I got proof. I got emails. It's documented. He's a suitor. On this date in 1876, Melville Bissell invented the carpet sweeper. Yeah, the OG, the Bissell. Bissell Fascistle. He was the OG original maker of the carpet sweeper. He invented that shit. Before then, everybody was like, this sucks. This broom isn't getting shit off this carpet. It just flies and sticks to the next piece of carpet. I know. Why did we invent carpet? So we could frustrate ourselves with these brooms. And old Melville stepped up and said, check this out. See, it catches all the shit inside the box? Dude, that's awesome. You should patent that. And he did. Good morning, Sir Gannon. It's a beautiful Friday, sir. I hope the sunrise was lovely for you this morning. It was weird for us. I think it might be raining right now. I don't know. I'm encapsulated here. It was in 1952 that Superman, The Adventures of Superman, began syndication. Premiered. 1952. The Adventures of Superman. Faster than a speeding bullet. Higher than Snoop Dogg. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. What is that called? You know, when somebody talks like that, you know, the old-timey announcers, coming around third base, streaming into fourth, he's home, and he's safe at the plate. That's a run for the... You know, it's not vaudevillian, but there's a term for that accent, and I can't remember what it is. And one of the young guys at the Catfish this summer, we were just goofing off as we typically do, and I was up there in the booth, thought about different ways we could do games. So we should do an old-timey game, and I could do all the announcing like this. Now batting, number 4, Terrence Alvarez, you know, or whatever. Thunder Boomers, but not much rain. Dang it. I mean, it was a pretty chonk patch coming through, and there's another big stretch coming up from Bluff, but that's probably going to stay south of us. But I was really hoping this one would water everything for me this morning. It'd be nice. But I can't remember. Annoying. You don't like that voice. But he called it something, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's what that's called, and I can't recall it. In 1984, Michael Landon and Highway to Heaven premiered on ABC. Michael Landon with his super expressive eyebrows, you know. Pretty sure Elijah Wood inherited Michael Landon's eyebrows. Transatlantic. Yeah. Thank you, Fred. That's it. I knew it was something trans. 1987, Michael Jackson hits number one with a song that is kind of, I haven't heard it in a long time, but I always liked it because of the chord structure. But I Just Can't Stop Loving You. Hit number one. I just can't stop loving you. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It had a lot of like sixth and diminished chords in it and stuff. I like that song. But I haven't heard it in a long time. Maybe I'll play it on Mike FM today. Maybe not. 1994, ER debuted on NBC. Did you have someone in your family that was like a diehard ER fan? I mean, come on. George Clooney? Psst. The world's best salt and pepper shaker. I don't know, Trevor. Good morning, Squeak. How are you, sir? Hope you're having a good Friday so far. I was on this date in 2008. That's all the rhyming. Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker and DJ AM were seriously injured. They were in this plane, right? And it went off the end of the runway. Ran into a highway embankment. Oh, shit. Yeah, it was bad news. They were seriously injured. Fortunately, Travis Barker back behind the kit, rum pum pum pum, and the Blink-182 boys are coming to St. Louis like a week and a half from now. You loved ER. It was a good show. I mean, fantastic show, right? And it had the guy from Revenge of the Nerds in it, so you couldn't go wrong. 2012, Fiona Apple is arrested. She tried to hide from the cops by turning sideways. No, that's terrible. Fiona Apple was arrested on this date, 2012. Her tour bus was stopped down in the West Texas town of Sierra Blanca, the same place where Willie and Snoop Dogg were caught. Yeah. She got busted with like 4 grams of hash on the bus. So she went to jail for the night and then got out on bail. So it's almost like if you want to be, among the like elite of the weed arrest community, Sierra Blanca. That's where you got to drive through with your tour bus. Got him. Good morning, Rick. I blew the TIQ today, in case you guys that are coming in were wondering, where did the TIQ go so fast? No, I screwed it up. And Mickey really gracefully saved the day. Good job. Whether or not you care, Stone Richards, and since your suit is dry, I'm going to assume, where the hell are you? Why are you hiding behind Bali? You're so weird. It's Bali. Stone Richards, ladies and gentlemen, with a dry suit, but he's moist somewhere else. All right, your weather forecast is about a 30-40% chance of showers throughout the weekend. But it's probably going to be mostly like what John just showed us, is that a lot of thunder, not a lot of talk, not a lot of work, not a lot of action here. So, but that's going to persist through the first of next week, and we're going to feel more temperately normed by Monday, like mid-80s, lower half of the 80s for your highs. So not too bad. And mostly sunny tomorrow, like 89, 90-ish maybe, something like that. I don't know. Let me actually look at the forecast. I was too busy trying to look up the radar earlier, and I just kind of gave up. But yeah, a high of 90 tomorrow. 20% chance, 40% overnight, leading into a 60% Sunday night. But Sunday's high, only 87. And we'll continue to cool off a little bit. Monday, 84, 85, 83, 82. Keep counting back. Let's get down to about 75. That's tasty weather. All right. So anyway, are you going to the Jeep show tomorrow, Stone? And will I see you at SEMO football? That's really all the world wants to know. It is a red out day. You are welcome to continue to wear that tie tomorrow. If you want to, but wear your red jacket for the SEMO game, okay? Don't argue with me. Whew. All right, Stone's gone. Weather's over. They sent him an offer, but they could not match the blackmail that I've got on that son of a bitch. So, no, he's going to be sticking around with us. I am curious who will become the next Brian Allworth. I mean, we got Grant, right? Grant is kind of our lead meteorologist, but, we've had some amazing talent over there next door at KFVS. And Brian Allworth, outside of the weather thing, is just a really nice guy and an amazingly talented photographer. And he loves to travel, and he loves to be patient. And the subjects he catches and the way he catches, he just does a really good job. I kind of breathe through those pictures he puts out. So it's good stuff. And happy retirement to Brian Allworth. At the shore, it's 81 for your high today, 70 and sunny tomorrow. Well, you lucky duck. Good for you. I wish I had 70. Hey, it's football season, like tonight. It'll be cool by the end of the game. But it's going to be like 80 when the boys start playing. So that's a little hot in the uniforms. That's why they played football, not baseball. They don't want to be hot. It's Brekkie Bits time, and if you live in Taiwan, you may have just received your first edition handbook to teach you what to do if the country's invaded by China. That's right. The Taiwanese government has issued a handbook to make sure you know how to react when those red bastards come marching across the state line. Country's border. But it could happen. And they've literally released a handbook to teach their citizens what to do if the country's invaded by China. Number 1, speak Mandarin. Number 2, try to look more Chinesey. Number 3, no high fives. They don't like high fives. I don't know. It's politics. Half a world away. It affects everything, but I'm busy. David Byrne, the talented, handsome frontman for the Talking Heads. David Byrne and Fleetwood Mac's Mick Fleetwood and Lindsey Buckingham appear on the deluxe edition of Miley Cyrus's latest album, Something Beautiful. And it drops today. So go get Miley's new record. It's Miley. And it's got David Byrne. It's got freaking Mick Fleetwood and Lindsey Buckingham on it. Is Stone going to... Oh, no, I already read that. You're a Democrat. You welcome them with open arms. It's funny to, you ever watch any of the old Monty Python skits from the, where they'd make fun of Cold War era, early 60s, anti-China rhetoric, etc.? Those are hilarious. Some of those are just like, wow, boy, you could do anything you wanted to in the 60s, couldn't you? Hey, congratulations, Keanu Reeves, one of my favorite actors and apparently a really good human. But congrats to Keanu. He married his girlfriend, Alexandra Grant, in a secret ceremony in Europe earlier this year. Thanks for the invite. The couple, who had been longtime friends and collaborators for the last 16 years, 2009, they were first romantically linked pre-COVID in 2019. Good for them, and I hope you'll be at a nice wedding and a private wedding, and I hope you've enjoyed these these months of privacy in betwixt then and now. Sorry the word got out. Harrison Ford wasn't very happy about not winning an Emmy on Sunday night. He was nominated for his role in Shrinking, which is a story about Dennis and the pool. Monty Python, you say? Yeah. He left the show, left the Emmy shortly after that was done, and he didn't win. He's like, well, that's the only one I'm up for. Let's get out of here, Chewie. And they bailed. Friends say they've been told that's going to be his last Emmys appearance. Well, I wasn't there either, Harrison, so don't feel bad. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, it was Wednesday. Wednesday, the feds cut the interest rate by 1/4 of a point. Just a wafer thin cut. But it does put them at the lowest level in the last 3 years. Came with a promise of 2 more cuts before the end of the year. Again, trying to fight inflation. Inflation going 3 rounds with the feds in the booth. Johnny Knoxville. Thanks, guys. Texas-based de-extinction company. They're unextincting things. The company's called Colossal Biosciences. I assume they are not publicly traded. They have announced they have successfully grown pigeon primordial germ cells. A step toward its goal of reviving the extinct dodo bird. And I'll be completely honest, I'm okay with some species being reintroduced into the ecosystem, being revived from extinction, because we're the reason the fuckers went extinct in the first place. Overhunting, stupid things. Literally, the last dodo bird egg was stepped on by the explorer, and that was that. Psst. Assholes. We've been notorious assholes. So if we can bring some of them back, like some of the rhinos and the tigers and the bears, oh my. Fucking do it. And you know what? Let them cut them loose on some of the jerks that are overhunted and poachers and stuff. That should be, if you're caught poaching, that should be your punishment. Throw them to the lions. Om nom nom. It's the circle of life. I don't like poaching at all. Even if it's something as small as spotlighting deer, that's not small. You're an asshole. Respect the earth, respect what she gives us, respect the hunt. And hunt responsibly. How did we get that way from genetics? 'Cause we'll try to sneak in as many Monty Python references as we can today. 'Cause then there's Chase Bandelick, who's a Chicago Bears fan. This fan promised to run a mile for every point that the team loses by each week. So we lost by a touchdown. He's got to run 7 miles. The Bears lost last weekend 52-21. That's 31 miles, bro. He is probably reconsidering his offer. Otherwise, it's going to be a long-ass season. You poach eggs. Yeah, and with no repercussions. Poach eggs all day long. I love poached eggs. You know the Knorrs, Knorrs, they make like sauces and pastas and stuff. The Knorrs hollandaise sauce mix is actually pretty darn good. And it's easy. But you should try that. If you want a quick hollandaise, just try the Knorrs. It's like a green packet, like taco seasoning size packet. Get 3 of them. You'll want more later. Stevie Nicks tells the story of how she heard Prince's song Little Red Corvette, which inspired her to write the song Stand Back, right? Stevie Nicks says she gave Prince a phone call and it went like this. Click. Hey, Prince, this is Stevie Nicks. I wrote a song to your song, Little Red Corvette, and we're over here at Sunset Sound. I was wondering, first of all, I wanted to tell you I'm going to give you 50% of the royalties if it ever goes anywhere. But are you in town? If you are, would you want to come down and maybe play on it? Never in a million years did she think this man would be like, I'll be right there. And he was there in 20 fucking minutes, and he played on Stand Back, and he was there an hour and a half, and then he left. So when you listen to Stand Back, now you know Prince is playing guitar on that. And that's your Rock and Roll Trivia Minute, brought to you by Beth's Fun Skillet. It's Spy the Lie time. It's 8:05. Let's get on this biscuit. All the following movies open in theaters this weekend except for one. Tell me, which one of these is a fake-ass movie that's not opening this weekend? Is it 731, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, Dead Man's Dash, Adulthood, or Afterburn? 731, Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, Dead Man's Dash, Adulthood, or Afterburn? What say you? What be the wrong answer? Remember, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'm not going to do that for the whole show because this gets old real fast. That rabbit's dynamite. He's got big, sharp, pointy teeth. Afterburn, says Gregory. Dead Man's Dash, says Dennis. Dennis got it. It's Dead Man's Dash. It's actually Dead Man's Glove Box. It's what's opening this weekend. All the following are actual flavors of Doritos that you could buy that were introduced around the world. Flavors of Doritos except for one. What's the fake flavor of Doritos? This never happened. Is it Clam Chowder Crunch, Smoky Coca-Cola, which is just fun to say, Smoky Coca-Cola, Smoky Coca-Cola, Anchovy and Garlic, Intense Pickle? Can I find the Intense Pickle? What makes it so intense? It's a big deal. Or Mountain Dew. Clam Chowder Crunch Doritos, Smoky Coca-Cola, anchovies and garlic, intense pickle, or Mountain Dew. Which one's a fake flavor that's never been made? Clam Chowder Crunch, Smoky Coca-Cola, anchovy and garlic, or intense pickle, Mountain Dew. Is this the menu for a gamer or a pregnant lady? I think it's something shady. Afterburn, the story of toilet. Yeah, afterburn's what you get after the taco hell. Clams, says Gregory. Nope. They have made a clam chowder crunch. I know. That's why I made that grimace to start off. Like, that's a real one. Ugh, Mountain Dew Doritos. Oh, God, dude, that's so nasty to me. Smoky Coca-Cola. Despite the fun use of verbiage there, that's not real. Smoky Coca-Cola does not exist. But you can get intense pickle. Somebody find me the intense pickle Doritos, please. Smoky Coke. Smoky Coca-Cola is Fred's porn name. It sounds very Latin, doesn't it? Hola, mi nombre es Smoky Coca-Cola. Me llamo Senior Love. All right, last one. All of the following are false superstitions except for one that I made up. Spy the lie. Fake. Which one's the fake superstition? The rest of these are some your grandma told you about this, like she told you to put, bacon on a splinter. A bumper crop of apples means a mild winter. The thicker the skin on onions, the colder the winter will be. If you catch 12 falling leaves, you'll enjoy a good health. If ducks delay migrating, it means winter will be late and milder. Or if your cherry tree blooms in the fall, it means death is coming. Shit, that's dark. Oh, yeah, see, Trevor? Food service brain. Bumper crop of apples means a mild winter. Onions have thick skin, the colder the winter will be. Catch 12 falling leaves, you'll get good health. If ducks delay migrating, winter will be late and milder. Cherry tree blooms, it means somebody's going to die. Which one's fake? Rest of these, Big Mama told you when you were sitting on the porch selling peas. Oh, Lord, child. These snap peas make my arthritis flare up. You know, them onions we done cut, they had that thick skin. You know that winter gonna be cold. Shoo. Okay. No, onions is a real one. If you catch 12 falling leaves, you'll have good health. That's the fake one. It actually means that you'll be lucky. If you catch 12 falling leaves, you'll be lucky. If you catch them with your mouth, you'll be lucky and have leaves in your mouth. All right. That's your Spy the Lie. Let's talk about some secret fall cleaning tips. Look at this guy. He's like, man, I got to get this grill cleaned up. You know, we're about done with the year. Going to smoke some chicken breasts today, by the way. A wise sage once said, if ye have a tough task, give it to a lazy man. He'll find an easier way. That's the truth. I always said I followed the Scrooge McDuck mentality of work smarter, not harder, right? Use fulcrums and systems of pulleys to make life simpler. Yeah, Gregory, that I don't know. Have you ever tried to catch one in the car while you're driving? You ever actually caught one in the car while you're driving? I can't. It blows too fast. So here's how to clean everything with minimal effort. Number one, decrudding your grill. Fire it up, heat it up, and then spray white vinegar on the grate. Then use some crumpled up foil or actual grill scrubber, whatever you got. But you can use that, or you can also use half an onion, thick-skinned or not, to scrub your grill as well. But the vinegar helps break down the fats on there and everything, get it off nice cleaned up, all right? So go do it. Just spray white vinegar. And if you don't want to screw with filling up a spray bottle with vinegar that you're going to use once a year, it's going to sit under the kitchen sink for the rest of the time and be crusty up on there and little things floating in it. Just get a cup, pour some in it, and take a toothbrush and splatter it on there. And then brush your teeth. So that's how you can decrud your grill. You can also clean your tools. If your tools get grimy and greasy and dirty and they're hard to clean, lots of cracks and crevices to get in there, right? Listen to this one. Fill a 5-gallon bucket with sand. That's to give you height. But fill a bucket with sand. Mix in a cup of vegetable oil into the sand. Repeatedly plunge in your hedge trimmers, your shovels, your hose. Stick all your hose in there. The sand will buff them up, shine them up, and the oil leaves a nice coating that will ward off rust. You can also use, obviously, WD-40 or something like that in there, too. But you can even store your tools in the bucket that way. They're not going to rust up sitting in there in that oil and the sand. So there you go. The downside to that is, and this is my quandary with this one, is you have moving parts. Now you got sand in that shit. You can throw your grill grate in your self-cleaning oven. That's interesting. I never thought about doing that. But yeah, right? It can handle the ceramic firing, so that's smart. Check with the manufacturer's details before attempting any of these tips. You can use the cavities between, if you have a garage or a shed that's just got open studs, take a 2x4, cut it to 16 inches, and nail it to 2 of the studs, and you've created a little pocket there where you can store like your long-handled tools and stuff. Just stick them upside down in there, and they're just going to stay. Isn't that nice? You put your fishing poles there. You know, tall, shitty stuff that falls over and gets in the way and whacks you on the head when you're trying to move stuff around. Just pin it in. Stick a little 2x4 across top. You want to get extra fancy? Put the 2x4 on a damn hinge and a latch on the other side. And you can open it up instead of just pulling stuff out. Scrap wood, scrap pipes, PVC, copper, and otherwise. That will all work in there. It's an easy way to clean something up. Cleaning the gutters sucks, right? We don't like cleaning the gutters. You can take a number of different things, but what tends to fit well and work well is like a motor oil bottle, like that size bottle. Cut the bottom of it at like a 45-degree angle, and then you just hold it by the neck and scoop the shit out your gutters. You can do it with like a soda bottle or something, but it's not square, right? So it's a little more of a tedious process. But anyway, that'll just save you some hassle cleaning the shingle dust and all the muck out your gutters. So declutter your gutters with some plastic recycling. And if you got a clogged downspout, you know, like the gutter drain, it's just not going down, here's a fun trick. This one's a fun one to do. And there's several options here. But if you've got a leaf blower, and especially like, you know, one that you can, like mine's a battery, so I can turn it whatever angle, right? It's not going to matter if the gas ain't going to pour out the top or anything like that. I just do what the hell I want. But take your leaf blower, stick it in the damn gutter hole at the top, boom, turn that biatch on high, and just blow the squirrel guts and everything else that's stuck up in your gutter. Blow all that crap out. It's like a gym teacher's handkerchief for your gutters, okay? And if you have a gas one, you don't want to do that. Just get a piece of gutter tubing, stick it on the end of your leaf blower, and then stick it in the gutter, and then you can do that, and that'll help you keep from having shit blow back in your face, right? So try that. So that's a fun one because you get the instant gratification of seeing all that crap and them little helicopters and all that shit blow out. I've used the leaf blower. Let's be honest. The leaf blower is an underutilized tool. Sure, it's great for blowing debris off your sidewalks and such, but it's also great for cleaning the gutters, as mentioned. It's also good for clearing snow. When we get that cold-ass powdery snow that sucks and you can't build a snowman with it, take your leaf blower and just blow that shit off. Just psh, there it goes. Yay! Fun. And it's fun. Have the kids stand at an angle, cover them up with the snow. They'll be like, ah, ha, ha, and you'll be like, ha, ha, ha. It's therapeutic. Create a weed barrier in those little slivers of space in the cracks in the sidewalks, you know, or between the sidewalks where little weeds like to grow. First off, obviously, you're going to have to clean out the old weeds, right? But when you have that space there and you got all that shit out of the way, get some polymeric sand. You can get it from the hardware store. Put that polymeric sand in there to fill, and then just mist it with some water. And again, if you like to pull weeds, don't do this because then the weeds will grow back. But there's a tip there. Yeah, gas in the match every time. Clean your mower out. This is important to do as we approach fall and we're done mowing, hopefully for the most part. After we get this rain, we'll probably have to have a final mow. You want the yard nice and short come snow season. The rest of the time, let this shit grow. I still got honeybees drinking water out of my bird feeder. I put rocks in the bird feeder, a bird bath, sorry. I put rocks in the bird bath so that they can land on something and get their little honeybee sips. But anyway, to clean the mower, easy way. Get a good stiff putty knife, okay, and clean the whole bitch out. Get all that crap and crud out from underneath there, get in the cracks and crevices just like you would if you were in the shower. And then once it's clean, you can use cooking spray or, again, WD-40, but hit it with that. That will discourage future clogs from grass clippings, and it'll keep any mold or bacteria from growing up in there too, which is just can make for a stinky garage. So anyway, clean it out, spray it with some cooking spray. That'll keep shit from sticking to it. That's what cooking spray does. Like the Teflon Don. And then last but not least, you know what? Build some neighborly relations. Host a happy hour. Have all your neighbors bring over a six-pack. And if you're a beer person, if you like to try different beers, host a beer swap. Okay? 6 friends, 6 packs. Everybody takes one of everybody else's, and then you've got a 6-pack of mixed beers. Same with a 12. And if you can only got 8 friends, then 4 of you bring an extra 12-pack or something, you know? If you don't like your neighbors very much, then set up a book swap because nobody's going to show up. But you'll look generous and communal and well-read. All right, that's your tips there for cleaning. But I'm a big fan of the gutters. I like cleaning, blowing them out. I don't like cleaning the gunk out, though. That's the shitty part. That's something that I procrastinate on. Yeah, I pretty much I keep the college boys next door. I know them because they've been there for 8 years at least now, I think. And across the street, fortunately now, one of my newer neighbors is one of the lovely young ladies that works down here at the Groundabout. And so I get to see her, and then I know she lives across the street, and she takes good care of the old tomcat that lives over there. And the house next door to that is now an Airbnb. Well, it's not an Airbnb. It's a Verbo. But, and it's a $149 a night. So if you want to spend the night across the street from a house, you can't come over. But you can stay there for $149 a night. And it stays pretty booked up. It has plywood walls. But she did a good job of fixing it up. It's a good, cheap Airbnb. And if you're coming in town for something, that'd be a great, cheap option. Neighborhood's pretty quiet. We don't care if you want to sit on the porch and smoke a J. Don't care. Knock yourself out. Just, no door dings. If tomorrow never comes, who's going to do all this shit that I've been putting off? Damn, who will it be? If you can put it off till tomorrow, why do it today? Because eventually you're going to run out of tomorrows. So why do we procrastinate? The New York Times interviewed productivity experts and came up with 4 reasons that we procrastinate. Dennis is hiring offshore labor. Yeah, hey, if anybody, I don't care where you come from. If you're willing to work, let's go. We got enough people that aren't, that are content to do other things. Okay, 4 reasons we procrastinate. Numero uno, we're overwhelmed. So many of our colleagues have been laid off that there is more work for those who remain. Sometimes it's just you wear a lot of hats at your job, right? Whatever it might be, it's so much work that it can be paralyzing when the boss wants you to be creative yet efficient at the same time, right? I need you to get all these things done and do your magic, but also all these things. And it's a lot. So it's hard to balance. And so we're like, I'll get to that big laundry list. I just got to get these things done first. So number 1 is we're just overwhelmed. Why do we procrastinate? Because we're kind of forced into that, right? It's like your wait from here will be 20 minutes before you can ride the Screaming Eagle. Hold on a second. I got to check that one. Okay, cool. Number 2, we worry about what other people will think of us. Sometimes maybe the job is just too hard. After all, if you never finish that difficult project, you won't be judged for that difficult project, right? Some people think it's better to be accused of lacking effort or having poor time management skills than lacking ability. If something is too hard and you're not able to do it, ask for help, especially if it is a job that has been commended of you to do. Yarrr, swab the deck, grab a friend. So we worry what others think of us. That's another reason we procrastinate. What else? We're distracted. Squirrel? Yes, we are a lot. The average employee admits to wasting as much as 2 hours a day on non-work tasks. Facebook, Twitter, personal email, these are very distracting and probably are the lion's share of the time that we waste while at work. The first couple of hours, I just kind of stare off into space. Glazed over. So we're distracted. That's another reason we procrastinate. That's probably my primary reason of that. That plus busy. But I really try not to procrastinate on things anymore. It's some things I have bad habits of because I know I can do it quick, so I'll do it later. And our final tip for this, number 4, reason we procrastinate is we have a fear of success. What? You're afraid of success? Yes, we're afraid of success. If you do a job very, very well, your boss will expect that high bar every time he asks something of you, right? And you know deep down, you don't have confidence in yourself and you don't think you'll be able to deliver every time. So what's the end result? You procrastinate on the immediate task. And sure, you might get it done, but you don't get it done as well as you could have. So don't have a fear of success. Do great. Hold yourself accountable to that high bar. Hey, if you can do that and you can do that up here, fucking go for it. And then do that next time and next time. Because you know what happens then is the boss like, damn, they are good. Hopefully you take your boss's job. 2 hours a day, those are rookie numbers. I'm a master at ruthless inefficiency. All right. So how can you overcome a tendency to procrastinate? Number 1, and this is, I like this. Focus on project. Let's start over. Focus on progress rather than perfection. Work that's getting done that isn't perfect yet is still work that's getting done. It's progress, baby. You're moving through it. You know, I was a decent writer. I was guilty of being first draft, last draft. Okay? Like high school paper shit, I was terrible about procrastinating on reports and papers. And I'd still come out with an A or a B. Usually probably a B plus or an A minus because I only did the first draft. And I might have thought I was super cool and I missed some shit, you know? And teachers catch that shit. So, focus on progress instead of perfection, okay? Yeah, we'll review this tomorrow. Set goals for yourself, and when you achieve them, give yourself a reward, okay? And this is kind of a development of personal time management skills, but set yourself some milestones. Set some goals. Chapter 1 of this book read and finished, I get some ice cream. Or, you know, the wireframe for this website gets done. Next step's going to be stepping into design. We get the wireframe done. We're going to lunch. The office is going to lunch. You know, these kind of things. And in that same way, think iteratively, okay? Break up big projects into small steps. You know, think 30 minutes to a couple of hours to get this part done, to get that part done, okay? Think you're building with Legos. You're building the Millennium Falcon. You don't just start in the middle and poof comes the Millennium Falcon. You got this chunk and you got this chunk. It all comes together. If you don't have the self-discipline to turn off Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever at work, then install software that will do it for you. Your company may already have that in place, but just turn off the temptation. You get into work, put your phone face down away from you. Set it on the desk behind you so it's out of sight. Self-discipline's not there, handicap yourself, all right? And finally, another way to improve procrastination is to identify the specific areas in which you procrastinate and map out steps required to achieve your goal. What do you always get stuck on? How do you always do? Oh, you know, I got all this done. It's just man, I can't get to the editing. The editing takes me forever. Okay, set up timelines and make that happen. Make it an assignment, okay? and treat yourself. So there you go. There's some procrastination tips and tricks to get you through the day and have a productive weekend, right? And a work week, but it's over, pretty much. Bring in the Jedi cats. It's warm and fuzzy time. Hey, a couple of things before we dip into the warm and fuzzies. So this week has been one for the doctors, and really the last couple weeks. Last week, my son Lawson had to go back, get his full train tracks of braces put back on. Pro constipation is when you're full of it. Yes, plugged up. Jedi cats, come to the dark side. Meow, meow. So anyway, Lawson had braces put on last week, and then, been healthy otherwise. And then this week, he had an ingrown toe that's been after it. It's genetics. It's my fault. I'll take that. But had to have a little minor toe, not surgery, but surgery. Anyway, to clip out the nail, and then they did the acid in it to kill the root, and then they clipped off a galeonoma or whatever you call it off the top. And it makes my butt pucker because I went through that shit several times at that same age. I was a little younger than him when I went through it, and it sucked. Fortunately, he's a champ, took it like a champ, and that long-ass needle to numb you up, that sucks. That shit, and it's in there for so long, and you have time to think about how long that's in there. My boy's the shit. Good job, son. My sister, in other foot news, had a little surgery yesterday, and she went in yesterday morning to have some dead zombie cartilage, put into her foot. And that went well, but while they were in there, they found some other issues, so I had to do a little bone graft in there too. So she's got some recovery ahead of her. She is not the kind to lay on her haunches and not be up and about. That's just my sister. So I know she's going to be stir-crazy fucking nuts over the next couple of weeks until she can be mobile again. So keep her in your prayers. And then finally, because when it rains, it pours around here, my dad texted me to tell me earlier this week that his dermatologist called, and they found a little bit of skin cancer. It's not melanoma. It's the gangliocarcia, whatever it is called. The less severe one. Anyway, they're going to go in there with some fucking fingernail clippers and nip that shit off like it's 1978. But anyway, they're going to get him taken care of in a few weeks, mid-October. So hopefully they get that done, and then he's good shape. He's not worried about it. Obviously, my father shares important medical things like cancer diagnoses via text. I'm telling you, these kids are just wearing me out. So anyway, the commander's got that going on. Me, on the other hand, I'm just peachy keen. I got a bug bite on my wrist. How's that? Frick. It's warm and fuzzy time. Holy shnikes. It's 8:30. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate that. And it's been and thanks, John. It's been a fast week, man. It really has. I'm like, damn, it's Friday already. The text was because we got Cape Central football tonight, and it's homecoming this weekend, so we'll have an extra long script for halftime. So I got to try to blow through it in 10 minutes. We're going to go practice that. And then tomorrow, SEMO football kickoff at 6 p.m. at Houck Stadium. It is the War for the Wheel, hosting SIU, Southern Illinois University. The Salukis, the weird long-hair hippie dogs. They're coming over here to try to take that wheel back. They ain't going to get the wheel. It's our wheel, biatch. I'm doing PA for the game, which will be fun. But anyway, it's a red-out game, so wear your red. Come SEMO. Come party with us. Let's go, Redhawks. Wu-Tang. S.E. KTLA says a 9-year-old boy from Los Angeles recently donated stem cells to save his father's life. Stephen Mondek's father was diagnosed with leukemia. The stem cell donation was successful. The family is grateful for Stephen's life-saving act of generosity. That's amazing. I should have done that one last. Well, let's see what else we get. But I'm like that. This first guy who's getting ready to get on the one wheel, his cockles are full. Pff, done. Let's try to get this guy. Rick, I don't remember the name of the place, but I know it was over close to Cairo. It was in Southern Illinois. I don't remember the name of the club or company or whatever. I can look it up if you really want to know. You want to strap in and rock and roll? Hell, why not, right? Celebrate a milestone. I don't know anything about it, though. It was kind of a, hey, this is happening. It's like, okay. Inside Edition says a father, name of Dan Matthews, recently choked on a mozzarella stick. His wife, Samantha, performed the Heimlich maneuver. Despite being several months pregnant and having quite the baby bump, she pulled off the Heimlich. I mean, let's face it, big fat boy, he can still do the Heimlich, right? But she got that baby bump and launched that mozzarella stick across the restaurant. She dislodged it, saved her husband's life. Big dummy. How did he choke, you ask? I'll tell you how he choked, because he ate like my son. Dan choked because he took the mozzarella stick, put it on a coney dog, and then tried to eat everything at once. Yep, that's what Dan did. Anybody else got a kid like that likes to take their food and mix their food with it and shove all of it in at the same time? Like, bro, just cut it up, take bites. Take bites. He does, Rick? I'll find out. I think I have a picture of their banner or something over there. If not, I can ask Dad. And finally, and the second guy, he was like, hot dog choke. My cockles are full. And there you go. So he's now full. Now this guy, he's going to lose his cockles because he's nosediving. So he's like, I'm going to fall off. But before he fell off, he heard this story and his heart was filled. 8-year-old Salida, Colorado girl, Adi Maza, recently held a bake sale to raise a little money for St. Jude. Addie said, I'm going to have a bake sale, raise some money for the St. Jude kids. We love St. Jude here at River Radio, and I think that's awesome. And, you know, she sold homemade baked goods. She sold cold drinks. People from the community came out to support her cause. Her goal was a lofty $20,000 to be raised with this bake sale. I mean, hey, it's Colorado. Some of them baked goodies can get a little pricey. But this 8-year-old raised $52,000 for St. Jude. Cockle's full, and he's got a helmet on. He's okay. So thank you, Addie Maza, for you and your fundraiser for raising money for those kids of St. Jude. I love when kids got hearts bigger than their own, and that's what's going to save all of us, is people like that growing into adults who hopefully remain the same way. Enjoy your Talk Like a Pirate Day. Go out and quote all your favorite Johnny Depp quotes. I don't really have any quotes from that movie. I don't know any quotes from that. What's a good pirate quote? Avast, ye scurvy dogs. Wait, before we go, one more Nick Cage moment. That's Friday, baby. The wind's a-blowing. Cast the sails. We're heading for the cove. Have a great Friday, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Be nice humans. Be safe, okay? Buckle up. Wear your fucking seatbelts. And I'll see you Monday for another show. Word. Oh, and in the immortal words of Mickey Sharp, peace.